Hello everybody. Today we are going to talk about when you truly know you're loved by God, it changes everything. Many people believe and they know that God loves them, but few live like they truly believe he loves them. So, the devil doesn't even have to convince you that there isn't a God, if he can convince you that God's love is no big deal, that it's not strong and powerful. The reason we want to focus on that is because when you truly know that God loves you, it will change the way you pray, it will change the way you live, it'll change the way you feel when things come against you, or when trials come, or when bad things happen. It changes your life completely. Do you remember in the Bible well, you probably do, because people talk about it over and over and over again, when Jesus was being crucified and Peter was so afraid and got so scared that he denied Jesus 3 times, and Jesus told him he was going to do that. But I think we talk about that story so much, but if you think about it, the most amazing story is how John was at Jesus's feet at the crucifixion. He was at his feet. I think the reason that happened is because John knew about Jesus's love. He had no doubts in his mind that Jesus loved him. And so he wasn't afraid, he wasn't scared. He was upset and he was devastated about what's going on, but he was at Jesus's feet. Because that was a scary thing to go through. I can't even imagine what it would feel like to be with someone who, following someone who is being killed. And John, I think it wasn't too long before that John had laid his head on Jesus's chest, because John always talked about how he was the one Jesus loved. He knew Jesus loved him, and he was at his feet. How brave and courageous. Doesn't God's love make you brave and courageous? I used to believe that every time I made a mistake or did something wrong, that God was upset with me, or frustrated, or sad, or just disappointed in me. And this is a horrible way to live, because if you live like this, you'll never be good enough, no matter how hard you try, because there'll always be that one more thing that you need to do to try to make him happy, that you think, without realizing that he's already happy with you right now, just the way you are. Life can be miserable, trying to think you have to do just that one more thing to attain his love is not what God ever said in the Bible was what he wanted for us. In Romans 5:8, remember, don't forget this, that it says God demonstrated his love towards us while we were still sinners. So he showed his love to us when we were making mistakes. He came and died for us because we were making mistakes, so he could save us. So it never said God came because we're perfect, or now that he died for us, that now we better be perfect. It never said that. It said that he loves us just the way we are. So the devil tries to simplify God's love for you and me. He tries to make us think it's no big deal. But his love is powerful, and his love does amazing things. His love heals you, he takes care of you, and he guides you, and he is for you. For God so loved the world, that he gave his only begotten Son, that whoever believes in him shall not perish, but have everlasting life. John 3:16. So don't forget that God loves you. Whosoever, he loves you. The devil wants us to see God through our failures, through our mistakes. And he wants us to view God through the painful stories that we experience in this broken world. We need to ask God to change our stories. We need to ask him to help us see ourselves as he sees us, not as the world sees us or as the devil sees us. We need to change our filters on how we view God. Instead of looking at him through painful experiences or things that have come from a broken world, we need to look at him as as who he truly is too. So we need to see him through his word, what he is. We need to change our filters and see him through the blessings and the good things that he does, and view him and expect good from him. Allow ourselves to be loved by God. We open ourselves up to the supernatural and for miracles to happen, because that's where they come from, is through his love. Faith begins to grow in us when we recognize and know his love, and we start believing God for more. Faith reaches out and takes hold of his promises. His promises are real. And so by believing, we change our lives. God changes our lives through us. It says we love because God first loved us. And in Matthew 17:20, it talks about how if you have faith as small as a mustard seed, that nothing is impossible for you. Nothing will be impossible for you. Jesus, he has such a deep love for you. Remember when in the Bible, when they were coming to get him to crucify him, and they cut off a man's ear, and Jesus healed it? Remember that? That showed the depth of his love. These people are coming to kill him, and he heals them. It's amazing. So reach out and take a hold of his love, because it's powerful. It'll change your life.